It's always so lively. Wonder what the flower carriage is gonna look like this year. Let's go check it out! What are you guys talking about? Yep, festival. But what were you gossiping? Ooh, a birthday surprise? Yeah, that'll make... So what exactly are you planning? Yeah, put us... No trouble at all. Ooh! Oh, right. Paimon almost forgot to...
Ow! Where'd that come from? adventure time! Off we go! Teamwork is dreamwork! Torn to oblivion!
Let's get down to business. Let the mighty be humbled. Claim these souls.
The dead would live! Dragon fire! Burns all! Ah!
Silence.
Everybody stand back! Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape!
The tides beckon. Bow your head. My lucky day. I got him cornered. Huh. Let's get down to business.
I'm going in!
Shadow the past. Mine to command.
Torn to oblivion!
Let the mighty be humbled. What's
Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh? Now you shall perish! Shine down!
my lucky day? The tides beckon. Settle down.
Let the mountain's veins boil!
Hey, yeah!
Bring it!
Hey!
Carving waves! Check this out! That's the luck! Need a surfboard?
Let's get down to business.
Everybody stand back!
Eat this!
Hear the echoes of the valley!
Let's ride! Let's shred, Sharky!
Letting crave names echo! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Nice and spicy!
Hear the echoes of the valley! Bring it!
Hey, yeah!
One more.
Off we go! Ho!
Good things come to... Those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck. Adventure time!
Wait, you two! Just a moment, please. You're the Traveler in Paimon, right? I thought you two looked... It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you. My name is Nabil. I'm a Matra in the Academia. You're friends with Sino. Currently, Sino is out investigating a case involving smuggled canned knowledge. It's been days since we've last heard from him.
Oh no. Do you think...
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to Sino. But since we haven't heard from him, we're starting to suspect that the case might be more complicated than we... Word has it that you two are brave, smart, and extremely capable adventurers. Do you think you could lend us a hand and help investigate...
Alright, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
Large amounts of can... According to some research, using rumors also... Last we heard from some...
Sounds like we... Sino! There you are!
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence, but I'm very busy at the moment. We'll have to chat some other time.
That's right! Nabil asked us to come and check him.
So Nabil told you about this? Divulging my location without... I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret...
Whoa. So, alright, sign us!
Is this all you got?
What difference does it make? If you see something you like, buy it. If...
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll have more.
What does the Academia think they're doing? Alright, I'll take these here. I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff. Whatever, how much do I owe you?
150K. Show us the Mora, and you'll get the goods.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
It's Sino! When's he ever gonna let up?
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
But don't forget the Mora!
Dun-dun! Not so fast! You can't escape with Paimon on the case!
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Sino works alone? I don't like the looks of this.
It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not losing my life.
Huh? Did they really just give up like that?
Just like the others I've cut. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. All right. I have one question and one question.
The pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the...
And when is the next batch?
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago. But we didn't get... The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago. which is why there isn't much.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exact. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut all when you were trying to escape.
Are you kidding? But here.
These small. If only we had a.
Huh?
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them to me for.
Whoa!
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any dangerous suspect.
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Sino meet Dory.
I see. Anyway, I'll think of a way to deal with the. If you manage to learn anything, you can find me a caravan. And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any
Okay, I got it. Just keep your nose out of my business.
Hey! What's with the...
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people. The buyer, think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, then they must have been planning only to use it for themselves. Am I right?
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge. If I ever catch you again, I will All right, Traveler.
Ha! You think you can scare...
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dory? She's got loads of connections and... I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention. No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the canned knowledge. Huh? You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Sounds like we came all this way. Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fairly regulated. Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself. Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes it a product worth a high price. Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus, the cost of production is relatively low, so even if dealers have to cover transportation costs... Then why does the academia prohibit selling Being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers does sound like a dream, but everything in the world comes at a price, right? Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. Even when it comes to my own business, I have to go through a lot of preparation before I put anything out for sale. But with canned knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever they need to know immediately. That inherently leads to at least two potential problems. First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard to forget. This means that if the knowledge is flawed, then it'll be very difficult to correct. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store knowledge.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative?
Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right... Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge that's made its way into the market. As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is.
The Court of Desolation?
Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of King Deshret. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare canned knowledge, some of which is related to the Court of Desolation. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation. Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So, if they're aiming to quickly assemble a research team, canned knowledge is for the auction. Chances are they're trying to attract and scout out. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation.
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction. Who knows, we might find some leads.
That's right. And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location. As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, let me consider how much I should sell this for. I've got it! 500,000 mora per kit! That's quite the bargain. We'll even offer a 50% discount for little Paimon's travel kit. Only 250,000 mora.
What? That's super!
No need to worry, little one. Sino's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. Just, be sure to not send him directly here, though, okay? I'm sure the General Mahamatra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. And I can only imagine the funds he's allocated for investigations. Oh, maybe I should charge him more.
We better get going. If Dora keeps at it, we'll be out of mora.
By the way, it would be quite a tricky task to get all the canned knowledge off the market, don't you?
Huh? What makes you say that?
Because in the short run, the circulation of canned knowledge benefits whoever's behind. So, you see, as for the... You've got...
Again?
Off we go!
Sino! We got news for you. What the smugglers are really... They're hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those...
The Court of Desolation. I won't ask how you came by this intel. But is it reliable?
We also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasures from the time of...
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of King Deshret. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with unknown dangers. According to past, however, if they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Less in recent years. After all, death is off. That's why do you know where the auction is taking place? Good.
Huh?
That's right. Don't worry.
That's Sino.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back. You must be Sino. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around. And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you? Hmm?
That's right! We won't just sit back and do...
Ha! Have you really thought it through? My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your... On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation.
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept...
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back...
Following orders.
Nowhere to run! Take that! Need.
Nowhere to run. Judgment is upon you. Your penance is due. Lucky today.
Regret. This doesn't change anything. You're in over your head, Sino. There will be others coming for you. You'll regret it. Let's get out of here.
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information. I apologize. You should be...
Wait, hold up!
You'd be surprised. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for... Yes, I was carrying my superior...
Ooh,
He survived. His name is Taj Radkani. A very well-respected Matra. Anyway,
don't worry. Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
good. And once this...
Are you running away?
So hot. If only there was some shade for us to cool off under.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while longer. This is not a...
Okay.
Of course, but I'm accustomed to these conditions.
Care to share any tips?
Just try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. The moment you take one step after another, don't let your mind perceive your body's limitations. We must get somewhere safe before we can relax.
Okay, if you say so. But where would be a more safe... Just look around. It's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles around. Whoa! Where did these scorpions come from?
Watch out. Something's not right about...
Locked on.
Well, Paimon really...
Those weren't just normal See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. They were raised by someone. Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. These scorpions were sent to keep us away. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see.
This place is super dangerous. Good thing we didn't let our guard...
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert. So how could they... Stay still. Here's the answer. They must have planted...
Huh? What
a miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. They can use this to discern your approximate location, but this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Ksharawar...
Whoa! Paimon never knew that kind of thing even...
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier. It was a frantic fight. It's only...
Well, good thing you were able to find it.
No. Let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
They're back again! How many of them are there?
Target acquired.
Illusion shattered. Ha! Ha! points for agility.
Weird. Is this where the action is? Yeah, not a single soul.
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give it, but even so, they still knew we were coming.
Aw, what should...
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly.
Alright, let's take a good...
Did you find anything?
No, nothing in particular.
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, but don't worry. Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come. They packed up and once they think...
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is this really necessary?
Ugh, so tired. We've probably gone far enough now, right? Further? But Paimon can't... It's probably about time. Let's go. Maybe... Oh, looks like Sino caught someone. So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? All right, tell Paimon everything you...
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more...
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Sino. If I had...
Huh? Greedy?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good.
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct?
No, I'll talk. But before that, if we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you.
All right.
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be safe there.
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw away the tracker now.
Listen, buddy, you better not try to trick us.
Come on now. Do you really think I'd try to pull anything under Sino's watch? Seriously, what can I even do? is this really necessary?
Dad, you're back! Oh, we have guests?
This is my daughter, Seeming. She can be a little shy of strangers. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Sino in our business, but let me ask.
Paimon is Paimon, and this—
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Sino, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just— But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can.
Why is that?
Everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Sino. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse.
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests.
Don't mention it. And I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it—
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits?
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of medicine. As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health deteriorate until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to—
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned knowledge, his daughter—
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are two
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything—
Whoa! Look!
Yes, all neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia have a hand in—
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other knowledge—
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this? Yes, it's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra inspection. I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the academia— The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal, goods can leave the academia without undergoing a second No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Even I find it hard to believe. Could I ask you for a favor, Traveler? Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge— If we can enter the repository. But considering my current stat, you'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Sure thing! Leave it.
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, we can get more information on other dealers from Bahari. I'll stay here and make some preparations.
Add Astro. Thank you for.
Haven't you heard?
Add Astro.
Gosh, all I can think about is
Hello, we meet again. Have you managed to find Sino? I read the letter, and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious.
It's alright. We wanted to help Sino.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research file's stored away in the restricted repository. Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Sino, it shouldn't be a problem. That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars. However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. But some information. Follow me.
The restricted repository. Sounds kinda dangerous.
Okay. Since Sino is vouching for what I'd suggest...
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with a real... Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
lot to read here. Have you found anything yet? Huh. It reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
His former partner? That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the court of...
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra.
It's just that... they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison.
No. You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him. I would say he's probably used to be Sino.
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer. I wonder if it had anything to do with them.
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada was born. So when Mortada came to study at the Academia, everyone had high expectations of him. He had to face a lot of pressure. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I've never heard.
That's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Travel?
Wait. Don't tell me you're starting to suspect impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big... But this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulations. Never.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the Academia, then because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart. However,
but even...
according to the legend, though I don't... Do you have any questions?
Paimon's kinda confused.
Oh, now that I think about it, there's no ways... Don't worry, Todd.
Alrighty then, let's go.
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the Academia?
Huh. Well, yes, but the Academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal.
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the good...
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the Academia recently?
No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps...
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the Academia recently?
Huh?
What? I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice there's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time. When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it. But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with the Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe a man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Possible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever... No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it." Before I realized it, the door opened, and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire. But Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe...
A group of Eremites? Could Taj really be the one making all the canned knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like Sino. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would... Fine. Looks like they're...
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for...
So, this is Taj's place.
Well, what should we do then?
No. Wait, the door's on... Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission. Here. What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Maybe...
Yes. This is definitely Taj's. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the the whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants. I have a feeling that Sino might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own. You're right. That's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Sino and let him If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know